They've gone cup crazy on Teesside. Middlesbrough fans have never known a season like this one. Brian Robson's team could be making a twin trip to the Twin Towers. Tonight, they can forget their Premiership plight. Borough take on Coca-Cola giant killers Stockport with a head start. They're 2-0 up from the first leg. Ravanelli and the International All-Stars are just 90 minutes away from Wembley. Good evening and welcome to the North East match. What a night it promises to be. Middlesbrough have never been to Wembley in a major final before. In the next 2 months, hopefully they'll play there twice in the FA Cup and the Coca-Cola Cup finals. Well, at the Riverside tonight, Stockport from the second division surely can't spoil the first part of that dream double, or can they? Well, David Mills was a member of the first Middlesbrough side to reach a League Cup semi-final. That was in 1976. David, welcome. Surely Stockport, they can't spoil the party tonight, can they?
Well, they can do, but I don't think they will. I think Middlesbrough have too much quality and power to allow that to happen tonight, to be perfectly honest. Quality,
power and a vital 2-goal advantage from that first leg at Edgeley Park as well. It was important, wasn't it?
Very important, and I thought Middlesbrough's approach to that game was first class. I thought, considering the conditions, which were very difficult, I thought their application and the way they approached the game was top class, and it's put them in a position now where they've got to do the job again tonight, but they're halfway there, aren't they? They've got a 2-goal lead, and that's a great position to be in.
It would be criminal to give it up. Stockport, though, have beaten 3 Premiership teams in getting to the semi-final, and they haven't lost to any of them away from home.
Well, it's a warning, isn't it? If nothing else, it's a warning to Brian Robson's team, and I'm sure he'll make them aware of that. But as I say, I think that Middlesbrough, having got so close now, will be thoroughly professional about the performance. It may not be a scintillating spectacular tonight. It may be that it might be a 0-0 game, and I'm sure Brian will be delighted with that.
Yeah. Anything just to get through. Obviously, Wembley, a trophy and a place in Europe next season.
Well, yeah, of course. And I don't think that Middlesbrough need to spend all the game attacking and being spectacular and cavalier in their approach. I think being methodical and professional is what's called for tonight.
Let's hope they do the job, David. Thanks very much for the moment. Right, it's time now to go down to the Cellnet Riverside. The Coca-Cola Cup semi-final second leg. It's Middlesbrough against Stockport for a place at Wembley. Let's enjoy the match now in the company of Kevin Keegan and Brian Moore.
Well, it's certainly going to be a tough night for Stockport County. Although, of course, we've said that before once or twice already this season. But here's the Middlesbrough side they face tonight, strengthened by the return of the Brazilian Emerson, while Stockport also now come face-to-face for the first time with another brilliant little Brazilian, Juninho. He missed the first leg in Stockport because of international calls. Mark Schwarzer, the giant goalkeeper from Australia, was ineligible for that cup tie at Derby at the weekend, but he returns. And, of course, Ravanelli is here. 25 goals to his credit in this splendid season. Stockport, though, they're battlers with a good deal of skill, and they'll enjoy this service at the Riverside. It's a good one. But on a night when they've got to go seeking goals to overturn that 2-goal deficit, it's such a shame for them that they miss their top scorer, Brett Angel, who's only a sub tonight. Brett has got a virus, and Andy Much takes his place alongside Alan Armstrong. And John Jeffers comes in down the wing in place of the injured Kieran Durkin. The referee tonight is Peter Jones from Loughborough in Leicestershire. 25 goals this season, and what's more important in the Coca-Cola Cup, 8 in Coca-Cola Cup ties. He's played just 5 of them. So you suspect it might be a very busy night indeed for the Stockport County goalkeeper Paul Jones, but he's had a tremendous season for the second division side. Little mascot, it's a really big night for him. Saw him before the game, Kevin. He was very nervous, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think they thought he was going to mistake him for Juninho at one stage. He's not very big, as isn't Juninho, but a big night for him, and as you say, a little bit nervous, but the hard work's over now and the game's about to start.
Now, there's a man we're looking forward to seeing again. He missed the first leg, as I say.
He's an excellent player, and why they need him so much, I think, Brian, is because they lack width. They haven't got a real winger in the side. You know, Hignett tries to do it. I think Mustall tried to do it tonight, or even Emerson but this guy makes the breaks from midfield, and that's the key.
Stockport County in blue. And they've already, remember, put out West Ham and Blackburn and Southampton. Got a good record against Premiership sides, but it certainly is a huge task for them here tonight. So away we go. One step away, Middlesbrough, from their first ever Wembley appearance in a Coca-Cola Cup or an FA Cup. Never at Wembley in a major competition. Curtis Fleming down that left-hand side. Played in now to Ravanelli. Fleming again. Good challenge there that time by young Tony Dinning. Ravanelli again. They did so well in that first leg, Stockport County, on a very difficult pitch.
Yeah, they played very well that night. I think 2-0, although Middlesbrough created the clear-cut chances over the 90 minutes. It slightly flattered Middlesbrough. 1-0 was about right, Brian, and that second cushion, the goal that gave them the cushion, makes it a real stiff task for Stockport tonight. But as you rightly said, they've climbed mountains before, this team.
Pearson hitting it really long. And Dinning with a good clearance. Still only 21 years old, Tony Dinning. And there's Dave Jones, who's worked wonders at Stockport this season.
Case of keeping up with the Joneses tonight. We've got a Joneses manager, a Joneses goalkeeper, and a Joneses referee, Brian. So you can keep up with the Joneses, we'll be all right.
Emerson. Playing for Juninho. Buzz when he takes possession, and certainly why not? And a shot just wide from Beck. Banged against the crossbar or the post, and made without any question by little Juninho.
Terrific run here, and then he releases ball just at the right time. This is Beck's weaker foot, but what a shot. Hits the angle of bar and post and goes for a goal kick.
Good strike and an early scare. Pearson battling for this one with much. Up goes Juninho, beaten in the air that time by Todd. Not forward again for Middlesbrough. And the whistle's gone for a free kick to Middlesbrough.
We've got Much playing up front instead of Angel, and that may cause all sorts of problems as well for Middlesbrough, because he is a goal scorer, he's a predator, and Alan Armstrong, we already know, can score goals, so there's plenty of threat there.
Emerson hitting it long. But again, Middlesbrough. Oh, it's a bad mistake there. Juninho coming in, the shot goes wide. Well, Dave Jones, the Stockport manager, was talking to Kevin and I before the game. He said the problem is at this level, you make the slightest mistake and you're in trouble. And there was a mistake, and there's the trouble.
No doubt about it, whatever you think about the imports, Juninho is so exciting. When we played here in the fourth round, this was the guy for me who was the difference between the two sides, because he's so difficult to pick up when he's running at pace, and he's got such a low centre of gravity.
Emerson to Ravanelli. And Connolly gets it back to Paul Jones, the goalkeeper. Hit long towards Much. Armstrong trying to get in, but there's a free kick being given to Stockport County.
I was talking to young Alan Armstrong before the game, Brian. He's, as you know, I let him go from Newcastle 25 down. He's really looking forward to playing in this game. And players like him, if the atmosphere can give them a buzz, they could score goals and cause problems. He's capable of that.
And a little backward header, not causing any trouble there. Came from the little Portuguese Cavaco.
Looking forward to seeing him tonight. He had a very, very quiet game in the first leg at Edgeley Park. And, you know, everyone was saying what a good player he was. Well, maybe in the vast expanse of Ayresome Park, we just might see more of him.
Mark Schwarzer then with the kick for Middlesbrough.
Might even to see more of him at the Riverside as well, Brian. I said Ayresome Park, didn't I?
Oh, that's going back, isn't it? A year or two.
Getting old.
A great old Middlesbrough Stadium. What a lovely one they've got here now at the Riverside. Another free kick to Stockport. Tom Bennett, who had such a terrific game, and there's much waiting for it. So the skipper's going to take it. Finding Armstrong, played in again, and a superb goal. And it's Connolly who scored it. An unbelievable start for Stockport County.
This is a quality goal. Great little ball into Alan Armstrong. Neat little flick, and the fullback keeps running. And a forward will be proud of this finish, Brian. Look at that. No chance for Schwarzer.
The first goal he's ever scored for Stockport. And it's in his 5th season at the club. And he's really set the cat amongst the pigeons now. Sean Connolly. Now it's going to be interesting. Now it's going to be really interesting.
Well, you know, for the neutrals, maybe a lot of people think it's over, but football's a strange game. I think we were talking earlier this afternoon about Karlsruhe against Brøndby in Europe. You know, Karlsruhe, one of the very good German sides, and they took a big lead at home and away and went home and lost it 5-1. It can happen.
And will Middlesbrough now have any self-doubts? I dare say they might, as Jeffers gets it along to Andy Mutch. Middlesbrough themselves, remember, as Kevin said, they've beaten Newcastle here. But this for another chance. This time it was Chris Marsden, and a very sharp angle. And a little fumble there by Schwarzer, giving Stockport County a corner. And this is not at all the way that Middlesbrough planned this evening. A fumble and a corner, which Cavaco will take. It was Beck who got it out, not very far, and Tom Bennett who hit it way over the top.
We've been riding that bike too much that we gave him in the last match as man of the match, but he had a terrific game down there, and what impressed me about him was his calmness, and his feet were what we call very, very quick in football, you know. You look at Robbo now, and he'll just be thinking, ooh, you know.
Could it happen? Could
it happen, yeah. I've been there, and of course, in football, it can.
And that will have given Stockport a terrific boost. Here's Armstrong. And another free kick for them. And still they pile on the pressure. And Dave Jones was saying to me only yesterday, said, they think we're dead, you know, and they think we're just going along for the bus ride. But I tell you something, he said, we've got a little sting left in us. Well, they've proved that already, but they haven't proved it very well with that free kick. It'll be a goal kick to Middlesbrough.
Well, that one didn't work. The first free kick did, it led to the goal. A very quick one into Alan Armstrong, and he turned it in for the fullback Connolly to score. And that time, just a little mix-up. But this guy's got a great left foot. Remember him when he went to Coventry from
Chris
Huddersfield?
Marsden, yeah.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. Seems to always find time to play.
Pearson dragging the ball out himself. Juninho, they'll look more and more to him. That was a good challenge. Jones. Bennett let him go by. Mustoe. Greg Hidnett. Cox. They've just been thrown a little bit out of their stride, Kevin, by that reverse.
They certainly have. They had a great start, 2 good chances, one at the bar, very unlucky from Juninho, and from Beck. And then Juninho sort of half wasted a half chance. And since then, it's been all Stockport.
Well, here's Beck, leading the challenge now for Middlesbrough. The challenge again, that time by Todd on Ravanelli, Emerson, and now Fleming. Connolly, and he's sending Armstrong away. It's a goal kick.
He's complaining. He might have a point.
Yeah, he might.
He might have just got to that ball, but the linesman, unfortunately, is on the blind side. But he's got decent pace, this lad. If you watch it here again, I think he maybe has got a little bit of a point, but what do you think?
Well,
Difficult one. Only the goalkeeper could have given it.
Yeah, I think it may have been a corner, but I can understand the linesman not being sure. Juninho tried to find Ravanelli, but Todd, who had an excellent first game at Edgeley Park, brings that away. But here's Juninho again. He was away playing for Brazil against Poland when that first game was played. Craig Hignett to Robbie Mustoe. Hignett again. Hit long towards Ravanelli. Oh, and it fell conveniently for Jones. John Jeffers hitting it down the line. Much beaten in the air by Pearson. Hignett again. Juninho.
I think the man who's just hit that long ball out there, Pearson, is very, very important to this Middlesbrough side. And since he came back into it, that they've put these cup runs together. They haven't been able to translate that so much into league form.
Now there's possibilities. Beck tries to find Juninho. Good save.
They're getting an awful lot of joy down in this inside right sort of position. That's the third time they've got in there. Twice with Juninho, once with Beck. And he'll maybe be disappointed with the finish. Hits it straight at the keeper.
Armstrong chasing this. Much is not far away. Armstrong might well claim that he was pulled over there. Back to the header. Flynn with the clearance. Now Curtis Fleming. It's a free kick to Middlesbrough.
There's Robbie Mustoe. He's one of the unsung heroes. As we said down at Edgeley Park, you know, you can have the Ravanellis and the Emersons and the Juninhos and the Becks, but you need people like him just to soldier on and do, you know, they can't all be generals. Someone's got to stand on the pavement and clap as the generals go by on their horses, and he does that job.
Festa, the Italian. Neil Cox. Ravanelli. Juninho. Emerson. This is Nigel Pearson. Beck is pulled away to the far side there, but the slip allows Connolly to get in for Stockport.
They're a cheeky little side, Stockport, Brian. I mean, I was reading Dave Jones's programme now. It says we're coming here to play football, and they did at Edgeley Park. They played some super stuff early on, in particular, first 20 minutes.
Here's Juninho again. Couldn't find a way past Jeffers. The little chip by him, but Curtis Fleming should be able to take control of this for Middlesbrough. And certainly not taking any chances. Stockport, who had such a valuable victory against Bury in the second division last weekend, took them up to 8th. They're looking very much for the games in hand, looking very much at the very least for a playoff place.
This is the 51st game of the season here tonight for Stockport. That's an awful lot of football, and they've still got plenty to play back here.
Emerson's header, not a particularly good one. And it deflected the Middlesbrough defender from Chris Marsden's far-pitch shot. Another corner to the second division side. Leading here 1-0 tonight, but 2-1 down on aggregate. Caraco with the corner. Keeper's coming for it. Showed some good handling in the first game. That was his first game in very difficult conditions that rainy night at Stockport. Oh, it's a poor ball. And Stockport were able to pounce on it. Connolly to Dinning, back to Connolly again. Cavaco. Connolly. Somehow Fleming kept it going. And onside there. Armstrong's waiting in the middle. If Hutch can find him. That time Fester was there. And the foul there as Curtis goes down. A clash with Tom Bennett.
Dave Jones will be delighted with the start, not just because they've scored the goal, but actually they've taken the game to Middlesbrough every opportunity, and they've got to do that when you're 2-0 down, and you know you've got to come out and you've got to throw caution to the wind, and there's no doubt about it. At the moment, they're the side that looks more likely to add to the goals than Middlesbrough, who've had the 2 or 3 chances, but not really had any of the play so far.
What they've got to do is they've got to find a way of taming Juninho down this right flank. Here's Emerson at the moment. Juninho cut out easily by Todd. Tries to hit it up there towards Andy Much. There's a foul by Much on Fester. Andy Much, who had a good long spell in his career at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
He's been all over the place. He's always scored goals. I remember him getting goals, I think, at Swindon. Southampton at one time, I think. You know, he has been around.
Thought for a moment he was going to get in the referee's bad books there, something he'd said, but the free kick's now being taken again. Up towards Ravanelli, too high for him. Flynn bangs it away. Up towards Much, and that time the feet of the Stockport striker were too high. It'll be a free kick to Middlesbrough.
Haven't seen much of Emerson so far, Brian. You know, Juninho, yes. Emerson not quite found a way into the game yet. He's sort of bypassing midfield as far as Middlesbrough are concerned.
Emerson to Hignett. He's done well here. Beck. Juninho trying to get in there yet again. Musto. It's not a good ball.
They're just not into the stride, you know. It's difficult sometimes. You're 2-0 up. You got people like Emerson, who I think is close to suspension if he gets a booking, and Brian Robson will be a little bit worried. I mean, fortunately, there's a long time left in the game, and they've still got this cushion of a goal lead, but things are just not quite in sync for them at the moment.
And what I've seen of them, I don't know whether you agree with me, the last 2 or 3 weeks, the football they've played Middlesbrough has been really very good indeed. I mean, they thrashed Derby here. They had a really good performance at Derby in the cup on Saturday, or Sunday. Was it Saturday or was it Saturday? And they played very well at Stockport in a very professional way, didn't they?
Yeah, you couldn't help but be impressed with them. And of course, I had first-hand with when they beat Newcastle here. So I've been impressed with them all season. But you look at the league and you see them down there, and you start to question why. And one thing for sure, I mean, their defensive record is the worst in the Premiership. So that tells you the biggest problem. They've conceded too many goals.
Ravanelli.
You feel there's so much talent in the side, Brian. There is so much talent. It's inevitable they get away from it. But of course, teams have gone down.
Free kick to Stockport.
With lots of ability in the side in the Premiership. I mean,
fouled by Robbie Musto on John Jeffers. Sorry, Kevin. Yep. Yes, when the battle's on, you've got to have a bit more than just ability, haven't you?
Yeah, you need everything to stay in this Premiership now. Then desperation comes in, and that's another thing. You haven't got to get too desperate, and that's, I think, with the talent they've got, they probably won't. They'll play their way out of it, Middlesbrough. They'll have to.
Pearson up towards Juninho. Emerson. Juninho. Ravanelli's up ahead of him. Ravanelli persuading Juninho to make this break down the left flank. There's his cross coming in towards Mikel Beck.
Flynn did very well there. Flynn will relish this, you know. They're big games for these guys, but that's a great clearance, you know. I mean, he had to get in there, and he did. Great ball in from Juninho on his weaker left foot.
Sweeping it in here. Mike Flynn just getting back to drive it wide of his goal for the corner to Middlesbrough. There's Flynn. comes the corner. Floated in there. Juninho might get something here. In the end, Stockport get it away. I think Middlesbrough might soon be making a substitution. It looks as though Clayton Blackmore might be coming on. Beck. And Todd, just for a moment, a threat that Ravanelli and Beck might just get in behind that Stockport defence, but it didn't happen. Jones with a long clearance up towards Andy Much, beaten in the air by Neil Cox. Emerson now, the Brazilian, came here from FC Porto. I wonder what he thought about last Wednesday night.
He thought, thank God I'm not with Porto anymore, Brian. I'm sure that's 4-0. It's a bit of a hammering, isn't it?
It is. Armstrong, Marsden. Jeffers got in well there. This is Marsden again on that good left foot of his, swinging it way across that Middlesbrough goal. Devaco battling away, but Fleming, and now the substitution will be made. Robbie Mustoe will be coming off.
I can only assume he's injured. I mean, he's obviously pulled something. But in Blackmore, they got the perfect replacement because he can sit in there and do the job while the Juninhos and the Emersons get on with it.
And after that long career at Manchester United, no shortage of big-time experience for Clayton Blackmore, teammate of the manager there.
He's another one who could have gone on, actually, put himself through. He could still play at this level.
Flynn has a good long throw, and that's it. But Emerson's equal to it on this occasion. Flynn playing it in, behind this time for the goal. Terrific captain, played for Oldham and had a spell at Norwich and then at Preston, and he joined them in 1993. We understand Mustoe's got a thigh strain. Neil Cox.
All sorts of things can happen as well, Brian. Only 3 subs in the Coca-Cola Cup, as we know. So you don't have quite the number on the bench and the chances to do things that you have at Premiership level.
They haven't got a striker on the bench. Steve Vickers is the other one, and Ben Roberts is the goalkeeper. Ravanelli. Juninho, touchdown this time for Clayton Blackmore. Juninho. Lovely little rippling run, but lost out again. As they come forward once more, Armstrong couldn't possibly get that ball from Lee Todd.
Just not going for Middlesbrough at the moment. They're trying little things, but you do feel, I always feel when Juninho picks it up like that and starts running up people and playing 1-2s, that it's so exciting to watch. I mean, I don't think he's been a sensation in the Premiership, but I think this year he's found his legs a little bit more. He needed that settling in period.
Devaco on the far side. Armstrong. Much is waiting. Schwartz's throw, finding Juninho. And away he goes. Jeffers after him. Lee Todd from nearby Hartlepool. Stopped the little Brazilian in his stride.
But what he does all the time, Juninho, he makes people make decisions, because when players run at you like that, you've got to decide whether you tackle or not. And of course, with the new rules and the yellow cards flying around like confetti, you know, he is a nightmare for defenders. They back off because they're scared of his pace, but also they're scared to mistime the tackles on him. Ravanelli's not at the best of starts.
I wonder if he's injured at the moment, Juninho. He's coming off for something.
I think he's dropped his necklace.
It's a medallion? Oh, it's a medallion.
It's a gold one.
Offside against Much.
Viv's going straight down to the pawnbrokers there, Viv Anderson.
That might be worth a bob or two, I think. But the people at Middlesbrough will say he's been a little gem here. You know, he's never complained about anything. It's a different culture, but he's He's got down to it, he's got stuck into the job, and he's given, as you say, very good value, particularly the latter part of this season after a settling-in period.
He's a professional in every way, you know. He signed a contract and he'll fulfil it unless Middlesbrough don't want him to. I can't imagine that will happen.
Here's Ravanelli. Now Juninho. Emerson. Cut out easily there by Dinning.
Just the quality of the ball up to the front men has not been that good from Stockport in the last 10-15 minutes. They've had some good situations, but they've picked out the wrong player or knocked the ball at the wrong pace.
And there's the skipper saying, come on, we've got to sort ourselves out a bit here. Nigel Pearson.
Reminds me of Steve Bruce, that type of player. You know,
Yeah.
when you see him in their side, you just think they're a little bit more compact and there's a lot of fight in there.
All given away by Flynn. Ravanelli there. Beck stumbled for a moment. Still Ravanelli. Juninho on the far side. Deflected away. Good challenge there by Sean Connolly. Suddenly Juninho popping up on the left-hand side. Ravanelli knew almost instinctively he was there. But Sean Connolly has given himself a bit of a bang. Actually, he's a qualified physio, is Connolly, so
He can
should
treat
be able
himself.
to treat himself.
Brings a whole new meaning to the word, I'm going to treat myself.
Here comes the corner. Connolly with a header away. Clayton Blackmore. Emerson gathers up. Just joined. It was a goal after 6 minutes by the fullback Sean Connolly. It's given Stockport the lead here tonight. They're still 2-1 down on aggregate over the two legs for a place in the final. Coca-Cola Cup at Wembley against Leicester City. Todd gets it back to Paul Jones. Fox with a header for Middlesbrough. Juninho. This is a great run. Oh, and the chance might come. And the referee has pointed to the goal kick. All Middlesbrough were looking and thinking, well, I wonder if he's going to give a penalty. Did Jones bring the player down?
This is close, I think, and you can understand why people... Great run again, commits people again, gets a lucky bounce, and it looks like he's going to do it. But actually, he's quite right, the referee. He knocks it onto Blackmore's feet, and it's a goal kick.
Armstrong. Here's Cox.
One of the problems Middlesbrough have, Brian, and maybe one of the reasons they've not done so well in the Premiership, they don't have any width. They haven't got a winger as such on the books, from what I know of anyway. They've certainly never played one. And they get a little bit narrow, and that's why Juninho is so important making these runs from midfield. And of course, he is good at that, but that's their only option from what I can see.
Fleming. Beck, well challenged and beaten by Connolly. Emerson again. Marsden's come to make him make a decision, so he plays it to Craig Hignett. Not forward, but Juninho, a little dummy by him. Ravanelli couldn't quite pick it up, but they put it back in the danger area again. And a goal kick.
Yeah, Todd did very, very well there, didn't he? I like this little player. I just said to Jones that I thought down at Stockport, both him and Bennett were outstanding for Stockport. And tonight he's under a little bit more pressure as a defender, and he does very well here. Out battles Juninho, never easy.
First half hour nearly over of what's turning out to be a really engrossing cup tie here.
Fleming looks basic sometimes as a left back, but to be fair to him, he's he isn't naturally left-footed, and he does a great job. I mean, he very often plays there.
Plays on both flanks for them, doesn't he?
But he'd favour the right, I think.
Cross comes in, too high for much. Cox with a throw. Juninho, a little touch. Juninho again. Oh, an obstruction there by Jeffers. Pearson finding Fleming. Back ball. Emerson. Hignett. Cox. Juninho. Juninho again. Juninho in a lot of space down this left-hand side, but it's back down the far side at the moment. And what's the referee giving here? Giving a throw. Bit of scuffling there on the byline, but I think he probably assessed that it was 6 to 1, half a dozen the other between Flynn and Beck. Fleming. And the ball banged just wide there by the Italian Festa.
Excellent effort, this one. Couldn't be more than, what, a yard wide. Lovely setup, this. And a great strike. Keeps it low. Goalkeeper would have been worried, Brian.
Fleming's header. Free kick to Stockport. Cries of anguish from the Middlesbrough fans.
No, they're a little bit frustrated. They're very quiet, because 1 minute you're coming to celebrate what you think is going to be a nice, easy victory, and then suddenly Stockport score, and the doubts creep in with the crowd, just like it does with the players.
It's on the left foot of Chris Marsden. Floated in there, but Pearson, I think it was, got that one away. Todd playing it for Bennett. Marsden again banging it in with the left foot towards Much. Armstrong's in there too.
Can also have a reverse situation where Stockport start thinking, goodness gracious, we could get something out of this game, and a little bit of fear comes in with them. Hold on, we've got 60, 70 minutes. I mean, they scored after 6 minutes. You know, we've got plenty of time to get a goal and maybe go into extra time, you know, so all sorts of mind games go on at this stage.
Linesman's flagging. A foul on Beck. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Actually, Middlesbrough may well have preferred for the game to have gone on there, because Beck had got himself quite a nice angle.
Well, the linesman assistant, as are now called, interfered when actually the referee had just waited a couple of seconds. I think advantage would have been preferable for Middlesbrough.
So Ravanelli's over it, Hignett's over it, and Juninho's over it as well. Emerson's in there, Beck's waiting. It's going to be for Juninho. It's driven in, it's deflected away, and suddenly a break could be on for Stockport. It's with Andy Much. Bavaco's gone streaking down this left-hand side. Bennett's waiting in the middle. Juninho. Oh, hello. Todd and Juninho. There were arms raised there.
Wasn't a heavyweight clash, though, was it? The two of them are not 5'4" between them. But nothing, just handbags at 10 paces, really.
But daft for all that. So stupid.
Yeah, the referee's just looking over and saying to him, hey, you know, what's all that about? Good refereeing, didn't stop the game because it didn't really merit that. But the two of them couldn't knock each other out, Brian, that's for sure.
Beck, the Danish player. Curtis Fleming getting it long towards Ravanelli. header. Juninho, back to Ravanelli again, back to Juninho again. Hignett made a little break as well. Down the right flank was Fox. Hignett's shot. Is it going to be? No, it was Todd who got right in there. A last-ditch clearance this time for Stockport. It's a free kick.
He's been quiet, Beck, first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of this game. Just come into it a little bit of late. But he's sort of having to fill in that left-hand side, and I still think he's better down the middle. He's a very strong boy.
Middlesbrough throw. Now it's a Middlesbrough ball. Emerson. Juninho. Hignett. Juninho. Losing it though. Bennett. Marsden trying to get there, but Blackmore got there first. Juninho. Ravanelli. Juninho's little touch. Emerson. Juninho. Emerson, a real Brazilian duo performing there. Oh, and Hignett shot.
I don't know who's in the crowd, just to the right-hand side of that post, but they've had about 3 smacks in the face now, because every chance seems to come in the same area. Great strike, this from Hignett. I think it's a little bit further away than we thought, but what a hell of a power. Oh, it's not, it's close. I don't think the keeper, Jones, would have got it if it had gone inside the post.
Emerson hasn't really been on song yet tonight. Much. He did a good job there, finding the header to John Jeffers. Twisting and turning, looking to try and get the ball in there. My goodness, it skewed off a combination of Armstrong and Fester, I think it was, into the arms of the keeper. Ravanelli's header back. Bennett. Armstrong chasing. Pearson there. But a Stockport throw.
I would have thought the two managers, Brian Robson, will be waiting for half-time to come and say, hey, come on, boys, you know, we can pass it better than we've passed it. We certainly got to step the pace up when we're playing, and, you know, we've got to get Juninho even more into the game, because he's a threat. But Davy Jones will want one half-time to come.
This looks better. Marsden, good left foot. Cross comes in. Armstrong almost got on the end of it. And it flicked, in fact, off a defender. And Dave Jones looks warmly towards the way his side are playing, because they're playing well. Got themselves that corner there.
Fleming did very well, didn't he? At first, I thought the referee had made a mistake, but Fleming got him, just give him a little shove within the rules of the game in that area, and got it clear.
Now, what is Stockport going to do here? That's a good corner coming in, and a good touch. And a good throw. But not quite good enough to find Juninho. Flag up for an offside.
I think Stockport are really enjoying themselves out there. You know, when players come to stadiums like this, I mean, we saw really, if we needed to know what the difference was between Premiership and the lower leagues, I mean, going to Edgeley Park, lovely little ground as it is, and then coming here tonight, vast difference. But actually out on the pitch, despite the amounts of money spent, at this moment in time, after what, 39 minutes nearly, they've been equal to Middlesbrough in almost every department, haven't they?
They have indeed. The old saying, if a stranger came in, you wouldn't know which side was the Premiership and which was the second division side at the moment. That's how good Stockport have been. They're leading by 1-0, but 2-1 down on aggregates. No advance there for Fleming. Some terrific tackling back there by Andy Much. Beck today in the corner. Hignett's going out that way to take it. Fester and Pearson are coming forward.
I always think Pearson's a major threat because he's brave. You know, they've got plenty of height. They could cause Stockport problems from these sort of situations. They haven't as yet. They could, though.
Ravanelli, of course, is in there too. But it was the fist of the goalkeeper that brought a bit of relief for Stockport, and a long ball for much to chase. Fleming did well. Blackmore. There's some banging it forwards. Well, it's only 5 minutes to half time now. Ravanelli. Banged away by Connolly. Emerson. Fleming. Blackmore. Juninho. Little bobble, but he controlled that beautifully. Beck with the cross. And in the end, Tony Dinning, as he was falling, just managed to scramble that away for the corner. And this is Middlesbrough now getting up ahead of steam as we come towards half-time. Has again gone to the near post. Ravanelli in there, Pearson in there, Emerson in there. Juninho is hovering. Ravanelli's header.
He's unlucky there. He's got this unbelievable knack of just finding space where there doesn't seem to be any, and he does it again here. It's not that far wide, but full back on the post. He's got it covered.
Jeffers, Marsden. Nice methodical play again here by Stockport County. But Todd's forward pass goes into touch for a throw to Middlesbrough. So what does Brian Robson say at half-time? As you say, up the tempo a bit?
Well, I won't use the language you might use, but I would say it'd be a little bit disappointing, because you always want your side to play well, and you want them to go and finish this tie-off, you know, in style. But in the real world of football, it doesn't always happen that way. And he'll be saying to me, look, boys, you know, we haven't played well, but we've caused them some problems by not playing well, so let's step it up.
Ball spun viciously there and caught, I think it was Tony Dinning on the hand. The referee looked hard at it, and he was well placed, to be fair.
Would have been very, very harsh,
yeah.
But probably technically he could have given a penalty, Brian. It did hit his hand, it seemed.
Hignett. Still Stockport hold out, leading by 1-0 tonight, 2-1 down on aggregate. And who knows what twists and turns remain in store for us. Neil Fox has been a winner in this tournament with Aston Villa. A free kick to Middlesbrough. There'll be a Dane waiting in there somewhere. There'll be an Italian waiting in there somewhere. There'll be a Brazilian waiting in there somewhere. Craig Hignett's in there as well. Pearson's free kick. Beck's header, and a very good one. Hits the crossbar, and Jones was a little lucky there. He come that little bit off his line and was desperate to get back, couldn't quite make it. And it was an excellent header by Beck. And suddenly here is Stockport. And much saw tobacco on that far side. Could be problems here for Middlesbrough. Marsden was not able to gather up that one, and suddenly it's Middlesbrough streaming away again in the last minute of the first half. Nice little 1-2 played there. And in the end, Fester gets it away. It's a terrific header by Beck.
Yeah, and the keepers and also, so he does actually get a good save on it in the end. He's watching it, thinking it's going wide, and then he realises it's actually going to go inside. And in the end, he did very well to keep it out.
Crossed in now to Armstrong. Played back to Piveco. And now for Marsden. But he want to get that on the left foot. He has. He's driven it, but straight into a red shirt. And Middlesbrough get it away. Bang back again by Todd. This is a good little spell now. Jeffers couldn't get it as he wanted to on the right foot.
Well, you've got to take your hats off to this Stockport side. They've come here, virtually written off by everybody, and they've got themselves back in the game. And you've got to admire that. You know, they don't possess the tremendous talents that are in this Middlesbrough side, but they've worked hard for each other, and they've caused Middlesbrough their fair share of problems here tonight already.
Well, as Dave Jones, the manager, said, we've still got a sting about us. Don't write us off. We've not just come for the ride. And they proved that with that goal after 6 minutes by Sean Connolly, the full-back, and a very good move it was with a terrific finish. And Middlesbrough haven't been able to draw level. The Stockport fans were delighted. There's a slight worry in the face of Middlesbrough fans, but that's the situation here at Riverside. It's 1-0 to Stockport on the night, but 2-1 to Middlesbrough overall.
Johnson brings it forward on the far side.
In the middle, little shimmy.
Intercepted by Dick.
Come on, West Ham!
My visual disability doesn't really get in the way of going to West Ham, providing James or Scott are commentating to me.
Come on, Rex!
He's got to score. He's got to score. They want you to tell me what's going on. This is what Dix has got the ball. It's complete mayhem. Dix has put it down.
It'll come from the east, and we'll all be mighty humble.
It's gonna be the greatest show this town has ever seen.
It's a little piece of heaven flying through the sky.
Can I look through the telescope now?
I tell you all, the world is gonna end. We're all doomed.
Over there.
Come, there's a light before the dark.
When Heineken Export arrived in the Midwest, its smooth taste soon became an attraction too good to miss.
It's coming! Take me! Take me!
Staying out there all night, Jim?
Coming.
Heineken Export, the world's favorite import.
If you're mad about miniatures, you love new celebrations.
Every day, over 4 million people travel in America's biggest people carrier. With air conditioning, ABS, twin airbags, and a 3-year warranty. The biggest people carrier in America is the Chrysler Voyager.
This week, if you're a Northern Rock voting member, you should receive your voting pack on the proposed conversion of Northern Rock to a public limited company. vote is crucial in deciding the future of Northern Rock. Make sure you post your vote now. The future of Northern Rock is in your hands.
Hello, welcome back to the North East match. Middlesbrough are losing 1-0 to second division Stockport County at the Riverside tonight in the second leg of the Coca-Cola Cup semi-final. They still lead 2-1 overall. But David, it's not looking good tonight, is it?
Well, I'm still reasonably confident, although Middlesbrough obviously got off to a bad start and conceded that early goal. I think that Stockport had a good spell early on and towards the end of that first half, but in between it was a little bit indifferent. I think Middlesbrough's biggest problem was the first 25 minutes. They gave the ball away too easily.
It was critical for County, wasn't it, to get themselves back into the tie, but Middlesbrough had the chance to have wrapped it up by then, didn't they?
That's right. I mean, it was an incentive to Stockport because Middlesbrough continually gave the ball away.
Middlesbrough, second minute here, Mickelbeck.
Great run wide and a good strike. You can't do any more than that, and obviously, you know, it's a shaving off the woodwork. Good movement out to the right from Beck, not with his strongest foot, and that's a great strike. Good football all round there. Good movement and a good strike.
Less than a minute later, you really thought, well, this is going to be Middlesbrough's night. They're going to wrap this one up. Juninho this time.
Well, he reads it well, doesn't he? Pinches it, and it's not an easy chance. He's under pressure, and finishing isn't his strongest area. But he should look to hit the target there. But again, another chance, and it could have been 4-0 at that stage.
And from the look of that, you thought, well, Middlesbrough aren't taking things easy tonight. Their attitude is right. They're approaching the game correctly. And then the second division side, they come and shock everybody with the goal.
That's right. Again, it came from a free kick. I think that Middlesbrough really just had to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more sensible with their play. They're a little bit more alive and alert than Middlesbrough at this, and it's a great finish. I mean, they play the ball in there quickly. It's a good reaction. Middlesbrough slow to pick the runner up, and by the time they do react, he's clear. It's one bounce, and it's a great right foot finish. I mean, you can't argue with the quality of finish, and that gave Stockport a tremendous lift. And as I say, Middlesbrough then contributed to their own problems a little bit by giving the ball away, which is unusual for them.
And Dave Jones would have been telling Stockport for the last fortnight, get an early goal, we're right back in it. People have written us off, but we can still be at Wembley.
Very much so. I mean, I think it was significant for both teams for very different reasons that they didn't concede an early goal. If Middlesbrough had scored early on, then effectively the tie was finished. If Stockport got an early goal, then they're right back in it.
If only Middlesbrough had scored. They came close again. Interplay all over the place from Juninho, Ravanelli. Hignett came close, his shot, and then Mickelbeck again. He'd already hit the woodwork once, and right at the death there in the first half. It could have been so different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great header. It's not really a chance as such because he's heading it from the edge of the 18-yard area and the goalkeeper just gets a touch. But it's a looping ball, and I think the goalkeeper maybe thought, well, this is maybe just going wide. And good reaction in the end just to get a touch to it and make sure that it does go wide.
Well, thanks very much for the moment, Dave. We're just turning briefly to the Premiership. Sunderland are in action at Sheffield Wednesday tonight. The latest score from Hillsborough, well, it's 1-1 at the moment. Kevin Ball's third goal of the season put Sunderland in front there on 28 minutes. David Hurst, though, got the equaliser for Sheffield Wednesday in the 42nd minute. One each then at Hillsborough. Back in the Cup, it's Middlesbrough 0, Stockport 1 so far at the Riverside. The Borough still lead 2-1 over the two legs so far. We'll have the second half of this Coca-Cola Cup semi-final for you next on the North East match.
Everyone's hypnotised, all the spectators on. Bookings unified, there's nothing left in glass and stone. Spare me some change, buy me a new
Win MTV Snowball, shirts and snowboards, massive amounts of Sprite and snowboarding lessons at the Big Air Party weekend. Obey your thirst, Sprite.
You're late, you're late, you're late, you're late.
Excuse me, think your disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Centre XL? Yeah. Well, try Centre XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Centre XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Centre XL has protective microfins for extra comfort. Whoa. And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't, and Centre XL gives more shaves per blade than any disposable. Excuse me? Take the Centre XL challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Centre XL back.
Hey.
Have a good weekend, lad.
The Escort Freedom, £10,495 on the road.
When we bought this house,
Jim's advice was really helpful.
and when we had the twins,
Jim helped us to work things out.
Jim's a vital part of this community. He's not a doctor or a teacher. Actually, he's an insurance man.
What makes me different is I work for Royal London. I come from round here, so I know these people really well. And because I know them better, I can advise them better, which is why I've got a few satisfied customers.
Royal London, on hand for a lifetime's insurance needs.
Sometimes you have to risk it all.
Do you love her? How do I know? You know when you know.
To find out what you've been missing. Tom Cruise is Jerry Maguire.
American Express, how may I help you?
Let's see. Business class, I'll seat as usual.
Travel insurance?
Yes, I'm sure we can find a plan to suit you.
Our credit card would let you spread payments over time.
Right now, you have enough points for a flight to Paris.
I have enough points for a dinner for two in Europe.
We made an arrangement just for our customers. I was just calling to check everything turned out all right.
Glad we could help. Maybe it's time you let American Express help you do more.
Welcome back to the North East match. We're going back to the Riverside for Middlesbrough against Stockport shortly. The half-time score is 1-0 to Stockport. Borough, though, lead 2-1 so far. Well, first, though, let's catch up on the other semi-final. Wimbledon and Leicester were goalless after the first leg. Here's what happened at Selhurst Park last night.
Back to their roots, and that route is route 1. Jones towards Gale. Forced a mistake from Watts. This is Marcus Gale. Driven through Keller, and Wimbledon are in front. Fantastic shot by Marcus Gale. Right through the Leicester City goalkeeper. To use a cricketing term, beaten for pace. Parker with a free kick. It's towards Grayson, it's in. An equaliser from Simon Grayson, and it has been coming. The fourth goal of Simon Grayson's career. I think it's probably the most important so far. Alan Kimball with the corner. Headed down by Gale and smuggled off the line. Right on the line. Kimball. Off the line this time by Parker with his head.
So Leicester through thanks to the away goal. They're in the final. Is that good news for Middlesbrough, assuming they get there?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Ian. I don't think they'll mind who they play if they get there themselves. They might have a slight fancying for or a preference for Leicester, knowing how difficult Wimbledon are to play against. So, but they've got to get there first, haven't they?
That's right. We know at least we're not going to get the same two teams in the two finals, are we?
That's right.
Middlesbrough, Wimbledon in both cases, anyway. Wimbledon, a bit of a bogey team, as you say. Pleased to see Leicester there. Back at the Riverside tonight, though, they've got to overcome Stockport. What's Brian Robson been saying to them at half-time?
Well, I think he'll say that they've got to keep the ball better. They're still in control, they're still 2-1 ahead. And as I say, I think they've got to improve their passing, and I think that'll be the emphasis. I think the chances will come and they'll create chances because of the passing and movement that they have. They haven't got to force the issue, they've just got to pass the ball better.
Thanks, David. We're back down at the Riverside, as you can see. The second half, let's rejoin Kevin Keegan. But first, we'll hear from Brian Moore, the second half of the second leg Coca-Cola Cup semi-final.
So we get the second half underway. If it stays this way, remember, with Middlesbrough leading 2-1 on aggregate. Middlesbrough go through to Wembley to face Leicester in the Coca-Cola final, their first ever appearance in a major tournament at the old stadium. The thing in their favour, actually, is that they've played 10 cup ties this season, both FA Cup and Coca-Cola Cup, and have scored 34 goals, believe it. 3.5 per cup tie. Well, they need to keep that ration going now to put their minds at rest, to make sure they ease their way through to Wembley. But Stockport are battling on, leading 1-0 here on the night, remember. Marsden playing it wide to Jeffers.
He's worked very hard tonight, much, hasn't he? He's not got tremendous pace anymore, but he certainly wants to get involved and wants to put his mark on this game. And the ball needs to be into his feet, then he can cover it up and do the things he's good at.
Had 6 good seasons at Wolves, as you know, alongside Steve Bull. Then went to Swindon. Actually, he made his mark on this tournament this year because he came on as a substitute at Southampton, if you remember, and scored with his very first touch to put out Graham Souness' side. Andy Bunch, now 33 years old.
In my early days at Newcastle, him and Steve Bull ran riot against us down at Wolves and scored 6 between the two of them.
Really? So a mistake there involving Emerson. But Fester's battling away here against Armstrong. And the man from Sardinia gets the ball away, not very far. Schwarzer with the throw. And a good one it is. Straight to Juninho. 3 against 4 as Middlesbrough comes surging forward. Ravanelli has gone away out to the right there. Shrugs off that challenge from Marsden. Gets the cross in. Beck with a header, but it's wide. Good break.
This is good play. Great ball in with his weaker foot. Super header. Just off target. Much better start for... They started the first half off really well for about first 3 or 4 minutes and lost the way. Brian Robson will be hoping that that's going to be the pattern for the rest of the, 42 minutes, whatever's left.
Touch. Took a bang on the leg there. Tobacco. Causing Fleming a few problems. Much is still down and in a lot of pain. Clutching his right knee.
Yeah, that was painful. You know, that's bone to bone there, Brian.
Yeah. Well, what Dave Jones has got, of course, he's got Brett Angel on the bench. Brett's not been feeling very well with a virus. Roger Wilde, the physio, doing his best to get Much ready again. Yeah, Fester just caught him. I think it was Fester, was it, or was it Pearson?
Right below the knee. That really painful because that's right on your bone, you know, and he'll limp on. He doesn't want to go off. He's got to under the rules. I think I've said before many times, but this is the worst rule they've fetched in. They've fetched some very good ones in. Why on earth he has to walk off to walk back on again? It actually delays time and actually defeats the object of it for me, because you know he's going to come straight back on. He's going to put his hand up, look. The referee's going to wave him on. Not a good change in the rule. Got to be looked at, that one.
Paul Jones with the clearance for Stockport. Up goes Pearson. Foul on him, a free kick to Middlesbrough. Emerson with it, sweeping it to this side to Fleming. Down the line to Mikael Beck. Fleming. Ravanelli. Beck again. Hignett. Here's Lee Todd. Back to his goalkeeper, Paul Jones. Great bang upfield there. Good jump by Pearson. Bennett tangling there with Emerson. And a free kick given.
Saw the strength of Emerson there. I feel that of all the foreign players, he's got the strength to play in English football. He doesn't like that. He's been very, very quiet so far tonight, though. That's got to be said.
All the time it stays this way. Middlesbrough, although They are heading towards Wembley, can't rest easy. Bennett again to Cavaco. He made a little break for him. Here's Connolly, who made that break in the 6th minute to take that pass and score a really excellent goal. There's his cross coming in. Schwartz again.
He'll be more famous than Sean Connery if he can get another one. Never mind Sean Connolly. A terrific strike, you know. Any striker in the world, Ravanelli would have been very proud of that strike. It was a terrific finish. You know, you don't expect fullbacks to finish like that too often.
That's right. Here's Emerson. Into Ravanelli. And a corner for Middlesbrough. Keane claimed that Ravanelli was pulling his shirt. The referee's given the corner here for Middlesbrough, which Hignett will take. All the big men from the back are forwards. Fox is one of them, suggesting he wants a little flick on, which he's got. There could be a problem here, and the fist of Paul Jones at least earned a little bit of respite, and the goal kick.
Did very well there, the goalkeeper, because it's Pearson he was tangling with. And, you know, Pearson's a man mountain. Great flick on here at the near post. And this gives all sorts of problems. And Pearson stands his grounds, and the keeper has to be brave and he has to be strong.
Marsden, faced by Emerson. Stockport get it. Bennett playing it to Jeffers on the far side. And now Lee Todd. And suddenly the second division side are springing forward again. And Armstrong very nearly was able to finish that. It would have been a difficult one, but it was still a very interesting ball played in there by the fullback.
They've got this tactically just right, Stockport. You know, they're not throwing caution to the wind. They find themselves 1-0 up with an opportunist goal, and they feel that in the next 40 minutes, 30-odd minutes that are left of this game, they could sneak another one.
Cavaco. The weight and the strength of Curtis Fleming got it away, though, for Middlesbrough. Ravanelli offside. Good decision. Whatever Ravanelli says, and he'll dispute the point because that's Ravanelli. And he gets a smile from the linesman. Sorry, referee's assistant. But the man with the flag was right. Much trying to turn that on. Fleming getting it back to Schwarzer. That was a miscue by him. Could be a problem yet here. No, Armstrong couldn't get to it before Cox, and Cox bangs it away up here to Beck. Beck's headed to Juninho. No, Flynn got there first. Mistake by Fleming. Much playing it in. Marsden, and on the far side is Todd. He's not finished yet. His cross is not a bad one. And Schwarzer gets down from Much's header.
Well, I felt that Much here should have headed it back across, but great work again from the fullback. Good ball in. I felt he should have had this back across the box, but he fancied his chances of beating Schwarzer. But he needed to make better contact than that, Brian, didn't he?
He did. Fullback's done well again there, just playing that little ball forward. Here he is again, playing it for Marsden. And here's the fullback Todd again, playing it forward this time for Armstrong, who's come back to help out, and I think gets a free kick from that foul by Emerson.
He doesn't want to be doing too much fouling, Emerson. Maybe one of the reasons he's been so quiet tonight is, you know, he doesn't want to book in.
He's had 2 yellow cards in this tournament. If he gets another one, he misses the final. That's if Middlesbrough get there. Cavaco. Lobbed it there, lovely. Marsden taking it in his stride. Oh my goodness, and he went in on the keeper there. And Middlesbrough are aggrieved. He definitely went in on the keeper, Schwarzer. And the referee looking to sort that out.
You know, I could understand what he did there. I think he thought the keeper was going to come at him, and he went in. There's no doubt about it. It's a foul, but I'm not sure that Marsden meant to do this. You know, I would give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe book him. Please don't send him off, ref. He has a lunge, you know. Oh, it's late though. Oh, it is late.
Well, he's got a card out now. What colour it is, we shall see in a moment. It's a yellow.
It's a right decision, Brian. I mean, obviously, you know, he's gone in on the keeper, and it is a foul, but I really think the referee's right to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's been a good, clean game, hasn't it?
It has.
Look, he lunges because he thinks the keeper's going to come, but
oh yeah, it's a bad one.
Yeah, well done, referee. I still think he's right, but close one.
The Goalkeepers Union might disagree. Bob Wilson probably would have a word with you about that, I think.
They're getting soft, these goalkeepers, Brian, you know. Remember in the old days when you come bundle them over the line?
Here's Fleming. Here's Emerson. I think also Marsden saw suddenly an opportunity that might be a 2-0 advantage. And here he is again. Bennett. Now Armstrong. They're playing well at the moment. Just kept in play. And the linesman's given a Middlesbrough throw. Crisis yet for Middlesbrough, but it's a situation they could well have done without. Came here tonight, I'm sure their fans did at any rate, thinking this, as Kevin was saying earlier, is going to be a night of celebration. And it's a bit of an edge of the seat night instead. Flynn playing it wide. Get out of play. Fleming's throw. Fleming playing it in, flags up for an offside against Ravanelli.
The crowd here at Riverside are trying to lift Middlesbrough. You know, nothing much is going right for him. Not for Ravanelli, not of late for Juninho, certainly not Emerson. And Hignet's been quiet, Beck's been quiet. And consequently, they've gone a little bit quiet. But just the last couple of minutes of trying to get them going. And that's what supporters are all about. You've got to lift your team sometimes.
To be fair, the Stockport fans in the blue strips on the behind Schwartz's goal,
they're enjoying
as much noise as anybody. Yeah, it's a real night out for them.
They've come to a lovely stadium here, and they've come, and they're having a crack, aren't they?
They are. And here's Armstrong trying to get a mistake out of Festa, and does so to the extent of a corner. Flynn's gone forwards. Dinning's forward. Flynn, here comes the corner, floated in again, flicked on again, and Ravanelli gets it away. Juninho, almost the first time he's touched the ball in his second half. Ravanelli's made a terrific break through the middle for him, and Fleming's up there as well, Hignet's up there as well, but it's all Juninho at the moment. Hignet playing it on. Oh, and they played it back there, and it's over the top. Juninho has missed a golden opportunity.
Well, Tony Dinning makes a dreadful mistake here. I think, no, it might be Bennett, I'm not sure, but dreadful mistake, heading it back. Little flick up from Hignett, not caused a lot of trouble here, but he heads it back in. It might be Flynn. What a chance.
That might give Middlesbrough some momentum now. It's got the crowd on their feet running around as Ravanelli plays it wide again, this time to Juninho. That's a foul. That's a free kick. Middlesbrough keep up the pressure. The foul by Cavaco, the Portuguese player. Pearson's up from the back. Beck and Ravanelli are in there. Hignett too. It's going to be Juninho. Clayton Blackmore's there too. Juninho's free kick. Well taken by the keeper. as Ravanelli came in. This was the chance again, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Flynn, the captain, who...
and he does everything right, but he just overhits it, touches the top of the net, and that's got to be counted as a real golden opportunity for a player of his calibre. For someone like me, Brian, I'd be quite pleased with that.
Now Beck chasing, but he's got Todd to contend with. And the little fullback has hardly put a foot right all night.
What age is he, Brian? 25 or something like that?
He's 26.
26.
Sorry, no, he's 25.
25. He's been superb in both games, and a lot of people, I'm sure like myself watching him, who looked around the division, you wouldn't see much better than that at left back. He's done everything right.
Cavaco, stopped by Fleming. Looking to get it going again. Blackmore. Oh.
They're sensing that they can get something even more out of this game, you know, and Brian Robson will be thinking, no, it can't happen to me. You know, he'll be looking around thinking there's so many players can give me not more effort, but a little bit more patience, a little bit more passing ability that they've got, you know.
Here's Beck. Ravanelli's gone on a run. Kinning's gone with him. Ravanelli turns. No foul. Goal kick. Good decision, Rev. And Jeffers, I think, telling Hignett, you're a diver.
Well, it's a good little ball, but it's just strength here, and this is a shoulder charge for me, and, you know, I don't know what the complaints are about.
Referee is right.
Definitely.
Referee was 100% right.
He's also right to talk to the two of them, because he's controlled this game very well as Peter Jones. He's allowed it to play to go on when he can, but he's always gone over the players quietly, not for the cameras, not for anybody else, and just done his job very efficiently.
Flynn playing it forward again. Emerson. Long ball. And this time Flynn is accurate with his header. Knows just where he's putting it. Hignett hitting it long. The flag stays down. Ravanelli's after it, but Paul Jones gets there first. Juninho, Ravanelli, Hignett. Pearson, and now Emerson. Fleming's taken up a good position. Emerson found him too. Now for Hignett. Well-driven shot, pushed away well by the keeper. And also Lee Todd in there very quickly. Used his head well in every sense to just cushion that little header back to his goalkeeper.
This is a tremendous strike, Brian. Another great strike, but unfortunately it's straight at him. But the keeper, look at the swerve on it. He does very well to get something in front of it. Not the biggest Hignett, but he packs a powerful old shot on him.
Middlesbrough throw. The atmosphere's building along with the tension here. Yet it's a curious situation really, isn't it? Because if it stays this way, Middlesbrough go through, and yet they're on tenterhooks, fearing that Stockport might embarrass them yet again. Get a second goal that would then take it to extra time.
Well, you know, Dave Jones will be sat down there thinking, oh, why did we give away that late scrappy goal in the home leg? You know, we're right back in this tie. But it's no more than they deserve on the night. I mean, he'd be delighted, not just with the effort, but the way they've crafted out things and worked for each other. And there's still, you know, he said there was a sting in the tail, and he's right.
Hignett gets it forward. Marsden. Jeffers funneled over. Marsden playing it forward. Armstrong hitting it wide to Cavaco. Now it's Bennett. Marsden. was really Juninho who got in there doing a defender's job. Festa playing it for Emerson. Well, that was some good work again there by Andy Much.
Excellent defending for a forward, that.
And now it's Much right forward here, look. Goal kick.
That's a nightmare for a forward. You just run back 40 yards to get a tackle, and the next thing you have to run into the corner flag, and he'll be just, he's in his 30s now, and he'll just be having one of those, Brian, you know.
Taken back ball to Neil Cox. Down the line for Mikkel Beck. Ravanelli and Hignett waiting. Just looking to steer it this way, though, to Curtis Fleming. Juninho's ahead of him, and so is Ravanelli. Now Juninho. Sean Connolly. Alan Armstrong, but headed down nicely that time by Luca. Gianluca Festa, rather. Emerson. Back goal. Taken away from him, it's Tom Bennett. Cavaco. Bennett. Go after that, he says to Cavaco. Keeper's coming out.
Still looking at Cavaco. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I heard a little bit about him and he's a good player and that, but we haven't seen anything so far, either at Edgeley Park in the first leg or here tonight, that's convinced me that he's able to step up. But I mean, he may, again, be capable of producing it. He just hasn't in the games that we've seen.
Schwarzer playing it with a good deal of nerve across his goal there to his skipper, Nigel Pearson, and here's Emerson. There was a whole curtain of blue there preventing Emerson getting that ball through. And now Armstrong on the far side. They've kept up a terrific pace, Stockport. Their work rate has been phenomenal right through this game. Cavaco, half winning it in the air, but gives Much a little bit of encouragement. Played inside again. Bennett. And knocked back by Cox to his goalkeeper, Schwarzer.
Good defending there from Cox, very cool, very experienced, and just taking the heat out of the situation.
Flynn with the header.
I just wonder, Brian, if Dave Jones is thinking about throwing Brett Angel on and saying, hold on, you know, we've got to go even more at the jugular here if we're going to get something out of this game. I mean, it could be the downfall of them, but what have they got to lose? Now, I'm sure that's going through his mind now. How long do I leave it before I bring another forward on?
Maybe a quarter of an hour to go. But Angel is on the bench, a man who's got 18 goals this season, suffering a little bit from a virus. Oh, that's given away. Blackmore to Juninho. Shot charged down, though, by Connolly. Marsden. Surely isn't a obstruction by Emerson, quite right. Free kick to Stockport.
Don't wish it on him, but I know a few referees who might have brandished a yellow card at him there, because there was no attempt really to get the ball.
Oh, that's some good play here. Armstrong looking to finish it off. Middlesbrough get it away again. Juninho had no chance with that. Back again, Todd's right in there. These fullbacks do get forward. Oh, and a chance now! Oh, a great save by Schwarzer. And Cavaco could have certainly taken this game much closer to extra time.
Not could have, should have, Brian. What a chance this is, and it's fallen to the one man whose confidence is not sky high, but doesn't the keeper spread himself well? It's a Schmeichel save, that, for me.
Actually, it was a despairing leg that was thrust out by the keeper there that actually saved Middlesbrough.
Pat Jennings, it reminds me of. Fester makes a mistake here.
Fester's a bad mistake.
Look at this.
And he's gone and just flings his foot up and makes the clearance.
Yeah, not so much a bad miss as a great save, really, because goalkeepers have got to... You know, the odds were against Schwarzer there, and he came out with the ball. Well done.
Blackmore. Juninho. Oh, that's a great save! That was a wonderful bit of skill by the little Brazilian. Found his way through there with a superb little run, and then a good, powerful shot. And look at this for a spreading save that puts it away for the corner. Kevin.
Just a great save, great piece of play from Juninho, but doesn't he take it early, which is what really nearly caught the keeper out.
Not a good corner. Here's Juninho again. He's going to take the ball on. Goal kick.
Yeah, he's always looked the one likely to produce something for Middlesbrough tonight, and nothing's changed in the second half. He's been a little bit quieter, he hasn't been as involved, but it's a tremendous run. He tries again here, you know, he's running at people, committing people, and he's never scared to have a bash, is he? I mean, he's pint-sized, really, but he does pack a good shot for his size. I mean, I wouldn't say he's got the strongest shot in the world, but he scores goals, Brown.
Todd getting it away only as far as Hignett. Jeffers on that far side. Comes now to Bennett. Jeffers again up to Marsden. Turned well, and Marsden wasn't happy with that challenge by Cox. The referee, I think, might be offering Cox a yellow card for that challenge. Oh yes, indeed.
I suppose it's not that much worse than the one that Marsden did on the keeper, to be fair, but he's had to take a stand now because there's one or two little niggly ones going in, and unfortunately Cox is the one who's done the foul at the wrong time, but it's a bookable offence under the rules. He's quite right to book him, Mr. Jones.
So here's Lee Todd. He's excellent left back for Stockport County. Driving the ball there. Ravanelli's going to get behind this one. Middlesbrough get away. It could be a counter-attack on here. Beck's chasing. Oh, Ravanelli's gone down right in front of the linesman's face. Was that a challenge there by Dinning? At any rate, Emerson. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Ravanelli falling to the ground, and he's still down.
I saw it as clear as day. Tony Dinning slashed his legs from underneath him off the ball. As Ravanelli was trying to go by. I mean, if the linesman's seen it,
it's got to be a red card.
I can't believe he hasn't.
Here we go.
Watch this now. He'll just slash at him.
Oh yeah, that's off the field.
Well, look at the linesman. He hasn't really gone and waved his flag. I think
they're talking now. The referee and linesman are talking now, Kevin.
Yeah.
Now, do you say a red card?
Well, I suppose yes, under the rules, but I don't know how much the linesman saw of it. He was sort of just stood there. He's actually looking now as if he doesn't know what player
it is. I tell you what, I have to say the Stockport County numbers are not the most easily read that you'll find.
You could find him booking the wrong player here. His Bennett looks like Dinning.
Yeah.
It's definitely Tony Dinning.
He's got Bennett now. It's not Bennett.
They don't know who it is. But this is why when people talk about getting video evidence, we can tell them who it is.
It's Dinning who's being called.
Yeah, so he's got a booking.
He's certainly, at the very least, got a booking.
He may have to send him off under the rules, but I don't think the linesman who was, or the referee.
Yes, he's sending him off. He's off the field. He had to go. There's no doubt about it. And he's having a row and words with Ravanelli as he went across there.
I'll tell you why he's doing that, Brian, because Ravanelli was pulling at his shirt first, but the reaction he did is unprofessional. But you watch, Ravanelli's pulling it in. Look, stopping him running. There you go.
Yeah.
Now watch what he does. And you can't do that.
No, it's a silly thing to do. So Dinning has gone. Stockport are down to 10. Ravanelli is still on the field. And Middlesbrough at the moment is still on course with a quarter of an hour left to go to Wembley for the first time. And it looks as though two substitutions are being made now by Stockport County. Jim Gannon, the defenders, coming on, and Brett Angel. But not just for the moment. It's all disarray here at the moment. But what we know is that Stockport are down to 10.
What a shame that is, Brian, because they've really given Middlesbrough a fright here tonight, and possibly could have done for another 15 minutes. You can't possibly see them with 10 men getting out of this fixture, you know, by advancing into the final. But it's just a shame, and it was out of nothing, really. It's not been a dirty game. There's been one or two little incidents that have deserved yellow cards, and quite rightly been given them by Peter Jones.
Well, Cavaco and Much have come off, and Gannon and Angel have come on.
What's amazed me tonight is how well Stockport have coped with the threat of Ravanelli and Beck, who I think are a difficult pair to mark out the game, but they've managed to do it.
Now Todd. Emerson. It's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Festa. Gannon will let it go, and Paul Jones comes out and makes the clearance. Gannon again. Free kick given quickly to Stockport County. Marsden. Crowd here tonight is 29,633.
And they've enjoyed it. Those 2,000, 3,000, whatever, from Stockport have really enjoyed this. I mean, they'll be disappointed to see them down to 10 men. But, you know, football being the game it is, the Stockport players have still got to believe they can get something out of this.
I know there was provocation from Ravanelli, but you just can't go around, in front of a linesman as well, you cannot go around kicking people in the way that Dinning did.
Now, what often happens in football, it's much worse to retaliate than be... I mean, probably the first sin was by Ravanelli, just a simple brush, the sort of thing that happens, but Dinning's reaction, you know, and I know Tony, I mean, he was at Newcastle, I sent him on a free transfer there, and he's done very, very well.
Ignatz. Blackmore. Oh, great save again.
He's played well, this goalkeeper, hasn't he, in both legs?
He's played well all season. He's played well all season for them.
I remember him making some great saves from penalties against somebody in a Coca-Cola Cup tie. I can't remember who it was, but he's a great shot stopper, as he proves again here. Ignatz again, good, powerful shot. Difficult area for a keeper to get to, and he made it look easy, really.
Tony Dinning's been having a word downstairs with Gary Newborn. Apparently he says he feels that Ravanelli was pulling his shirt and made too much of it, and is very, very disappointed about the whole thing.
He won't be as disappointed as his manager, I can assure him of that.
No, exactly. Marsden, that's a good left ball for Armstrong. Couldn't quite gather it up and get a shot in, but Middlesbrough were worried there.
Yeah, he's looking for number 13. Great ball from Marsden. It picks him out between two defenders, and he just has to reach here.
Putting it forward again, up to Brett Angel. Todd. Good little header there for Jeffers. And Todd has taken the position down that left-hand side. That'll be a goal.
Good strength, good professionalism there from Cox. He He knew he just had to lean on him. He's got the size advantage and the weight advantage, and he's having a laugh with him there. And that's the spirit I think has been played in tonight. I mean, we end up with a red card for something silly. We could have had another player sent off, but it's been a good game, played in the right spirit.
It means now Middlesbrough, if it stays this way, are just 10 minutes away from their first ever appearance in a major cup final at Wembley. Think of the great old players who've graced this club, like the Wilf Manions and the George Hardwicks and the Brian Cloughs. They've never got there before.
Hey, Brian, we did do.
Now Emerson. Middlesbrough still leading 2-1 on aggregate. Stockport winning 1-0 here tonight. Juninho. Into Ravanelli, touched by him. Ignatz there, Beck's waiting in the box.
Difficult for Craig Ignatz. He keeps finding himself out, playing wide, and he's much better. His ideal position is just in behind the front two, and of course that's Juninho's position now, and he's had to compromise to get in the side, and it shows sometimes, but he's never short of effort, is he? He's a willing lad who wants to just be in the side.
About this, Juninho, but it's charged down by Marsden. There's Gannon. Emerson now. Towards Beck, knocked back very competently indeed by the skipper Mike Flynn. For the goalkeeper Paul Jones. Emerson. Juninho. Behind Cox. Juninho gets another chance. No, he doesn't. Fred Angel chasing in here. Up to Juninho. A dummy that didn't fool Connolly, the goal scorer. Lifting it forwards. Festa under a lot of pressure that time from Armstrong. Blackmore getting it clear up towards Ravanelli, but Todd just refused to allow that ball to get through to Ravanelli. Cox again. Last 7 minutes or so, and still they can't find a way through, but now maybe as Juninho. Beck's waiting in the middle. So too was Mike Flynn.
Yeah, Beck and Ravanelli have found space really hard to come by in that Stockport penalty area whenever Middlesbrough got forward. But it's Juninho again who's the one likely to have the key that's going to open them up.
Beck from Juninho. Blackmore. Ravanelli's waiting in the middle. Juninho's in there. Getting it long towards Beck. Ravanelli will look to try and retrieve it. No, it'll be a throw to Middlesbrough. Cox with it. Neil Cox again. Jeffers with the clearance. Only as far as Emerson.
He's just not had it going for him tonight, has he? I mean, I'm a big fan of Emerson's, but the Emerson we're seeing tonight is really just a pale shadow of the one we know. You know, he's not really contributed that much, and he's found it difficult to make any contribution at all. No excuse with the weather. This is a very nice night for the northeast. Can't blame that. You know, you could be almost on the Tropical Lana here.
Yeah, almost.
Almost.
Five and a half minutes left. And at the moment, it looks like Middlesbrough against Leicester in the Coca-Cola Cup final. Emerson. But what a battle they put up. Stockport as Juninho tries to find Ravanelli again. But that time it was Gannon who got in the way.
Yeah, we said down at Edgeley Park for for a long time. They were a real credit to the division they've come from. I mean, their second division side, there's 2 divisions between these sides. And again tonight, even more so.
Absolutely.
They've shown the division to be capable of playing good football, playing at a good pace, and they've got the fighting spirit that you need to win cup ties as well.
I mean, look at this little passing movement now between Bennett, Jeffers and Todd, and now Jeffers finding Todd. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good surface to play on, and they're taking full advantage of it. John Jeffers now. Armstrong playing it wide for Jeffers again. Pearson. Still Stockport with 10 men, still pressing Middlesbrough, looking for this second goal. And Emerson gets it clear. Juninho. So far, these outstanding players from Brazil and from Italy and from Denmark have been denied, but here's Beck. Across the face of the goal, and just Ravanelli kicks the goalpost in anguish and in frustration.
That's the best shot he's had tonight, but he's right. Great little ball from Juninho. And Beck really does. It's neither a shot nor a cross in the end. I suppose he's shooting, but Ravanelli's going mad
Ravanelli
at
just
him.
goes on and kicks the post.
He's hurt his foot. He'd probably be out for 3 weeks, Brian. He'd give it a right old whack, didn't he? But he's right. I think Beck, if he hits the target and scores, you say well done. But look at him, he's livid. Don't know what language he's speaking.
So Jeffers coming off, and the Canadian Martin Nash coming on. Plays down the flank, so it's like for like. There's his first touch. 3 minutes left. Stockport again. They're such bonny fighters, they're not going to give it in even with a couple of minutes left. A goal down on aggregate and down to 10 men. Todd gets the cross in. It's not a bad one, just floating over the crossbar. Fred Angel was right in there.
It was the sort of ball that he's lived off all his career, but unfortunately it's about the first bad ball that young Todd's done, or middle-aged Todd as he is.
The header to Beck. Now Blackmore. Hignett. Beck. Ravanelli. And once again, Stockport get it away. Connolly playing it down the line here to Fred Angel. Blackmore. Oh, Juninho. Thanks a lot, he says. And Ravanelli denied at the very last again. Jones comes along, picks it up. Ravanelli in turn is picked up by Todd.
Robbo's going to Wembley, it looks like, and he's no stranger to Wembley, is he, Brian? Been there a lot of times, but for some of his players it'll be a great day out, and you know, Leicester won't be easy as they proved last night. They played very, very well down at Wimbledon. Not an easy place to go to. And 2 sets of supporters who will give it a tremendous atmosphere, to be fair.
That's right. But it will continue to be a real bittersweet season for Middlesbrough. Bottom of the first division, but through to Wembley once and looking to get through to the final of the FA Cup as well. But now they get a free kick. And it looks as though Brian Robson, one of England's great captains and a Manchester United man and captain there, will lead his team out at Wembley. Ravanelli driving that into the Stockport wall. But for all that, Stockport were right. They did have a sting in the tail when everybody thought they were going to be dead and coming here just for the ride. Juninho trying to get away again. No, the referee's pulled it back. It'll be a free kick instead.
I think Nash was trying to change shirts with him before the game's finished there.
Yeah, I think he got a bang in the eye. So Middlesbrough's free kick.
Didn't complain though, Brian, did he? Just got on with it, didn't make a meal of it. Excellent little professional, this guy.
Festa. Blackmore. Beck in a bit of space. Ravanelli is waiting in the middle there. Fleming. Blackmore. Referee looks at the watch. Time added on, as you can see. The last few seconds of this Coca-Cola Cup semi-final. And Middlesbrough can start making their Wembley preparations. They can indeed now. They've lost on the night, but they've won on aggregate. And Brian Robson's side goes to Wembley the first time a Middlesbrough side has been in a major final. And my goodness, what a scare they were given by second division Stockport County. Here's the goal scored there in the 6th minute of the game by Sean Connolly that brought such joy to all the Stockport fans. They just couldn't add to it. They had Tony Dinning sent off, and they defended superbly against the Ravanellis and Juninhos, the Emersons and the Becks of this world, and came out of it with an enormous amount of credit. So the final score in this Coca-Cola Cup semi-final, Middlesbrough 0, Stockport County 1 on the night, but Middlesbrough victors by 2-1 on aggregate. They go through to face Leicester City at Wembley.
So Middlesbrough lost tonight, but who cares? The Borough are going to Wembley in their first major cup final. Reaction from the Riverside is coming up on the North East Match.
I can't believe you can say that to me. Here, now, when I'm vulnerable.
Only Cellnet let you make and receive calls throughout North America.
Thousands of miles away from home. For pity's sake, Helen. You're my wife. It can't be true.
I'm sorry, Jack. It is true. Middlesbrough 3, United 1.
How the cup to flipping Middlesbrough.
Call Cellnet to buy or hire a US-compatible mobile before you go.
Oh, come here. Oh!
Jim, it's a lemon tango moment.
The thoroughbred, in many ways, is one of the most glorious of creations. Tattersalls are Europe's leading bloodstock auctioneers. DHL are vital to our contact with the potential buyer. We rely heavily on DHL, but they're very much a part of the team.
DHL, we keep your promises.
I've got the money.
Vienna, tomorrow.
Where now?
Prague.
The Mitsubishi Charisma doesn't need an implausible plot shot by an overpaid director. The Mitsubishi Charisma. Some cars have it, some don't.
Excuse me?
In 1997, Bridgestone is taking up the challenge of Formula One. Formula One, the summit of motorsport. Bridgestone.
This is Ronseal varnish. Ronseal varnish is easy to apply and gives any wood a beautiful, tough finish. I used it on my hull, and it gave me a finish that was beautiful and tough. So if you want your wood to have a tough, beautiful finish, use Ronseal varnish. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
It's a lemon tango moment.
No, it isn't, mate.
This week, if you're a Northern Rock voting member, you should receive your voting pack on the proposed conversion of Northern Rock to a public limited company. Your vote is crucial in deciding the future of Northern Rock. Make sure you post your vote now. The future of Northern Rock is in your hands.
Welcome back to the North East match. Middlesbrough have beaten Stockport 2-1 over 2 legs in the Coca-Cola Cup semi-final. We can go back to the Riverside now. Borough boss Brian Robson is speaking to Gary Newbon.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Brian. Middlesbrough for the very first time are at Wembley, but it was very hard for you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, with conceding the goal in the first 5 minutes, obviously saw it made the boys a bit nervous about the game then. But I still thought that we created enough chances to have tied the game up before that. I mean, we've missed unbelievable chances, but at the end of the day, they've battled and they've got through, and that's what matters.
Stockport battled as well. That was Emerson, if you want to find him, for soaking you both of us there. They battled Stockport.
They did, but I knew they would. Nobody just lays down and lets you have an easy game in a semi-final. And all credit to them, they kept us on our toes right to the end.
Well, what a season it's been for you. You could get to Wembley twice because you've got another second division team in the FA Cup semi-final, and then you've got to get back to staying up.
Yeah, well, plenty of hard work before that.
But good for you in the Cup.
Yeah, smashing.
Well done, Brian.
Well done, Brian, indeed, and well done to Middlesbrough. David, they deserve to be through over the 2 legs, don't they?
Undoubtedly, yes. I mean, not too many people will think too much about the performance once it all sinks in now. They're going to Wembley and that's all what matters now. How they get there doesn't really count.
It could have been slightly more convincing tonight. They had a chance in the second half to get back into tonight's match and wrap it all up really with Juninho, didn't they?
Yes, I mean, he's gone through there, he's hit a controlled volley and he's just lifted it over the top of the crossbar. I think he's a little bit concerned. We see him here playing the ball in, it's flicked up in the air, and I think possibly when he goes through here, he's trying to make sure he gets it over the goalkeeper, because he's a big lad, the keeper, and I think he wants to make sure he clears the goalkeeper, and unfortunately he's just got a little bit too much underneath it and lifted it over the bar.
And the keepers both played their part tonight. Mark Sforza, perhaps the critical moment of the second half, perhaps the critical moment of the semi-final.
I would think so. He didn't have a great to do all night, really. Not too many saves to make, but this one was crucial, certainly.
I mean, this one, Cavaco was through there.
Well, he's in a central position here. He can pick his spot. He spreads himself, he goes down, and he leaves his leg there, sticks his leg out and gets a good block on that. But, I mean, that was crucial. Had he scored there and the score 2 each, then, you know, it's anybody's game then.
Well, it's Leicester in the final now for Middlesbrough. They're looking forward to that. They're still celebrating down at the Riverside now, as you can imagine. Quite understandable, the scenes down there this evening. They're looking forward to that first major cup final, of course. It's a big moment in Middlesbrough's history, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm delighted for the supporters, and you'll see the reaction there now. And for certain people at Middlesbrough Football Club, the chairman in particular, who's been there and seen some difficult times going back to the mid-80s, and obviously 1 or 2 people that have experienced that time at the club, now maybe fulfilling 1 or 2 dreams and ambitions, having seen Middlesbrough get themselves to Wembley.
Third time lucky, of course, in the League Cup. They could be there again in the FA Cup as well.
Well, I think it's a question, I know it's an old cliche of taking each game as it comes, and they've got an important league game this weekend. They've got to set the sights on that now. That's vitally important, and the cup ties will come round in due course, but certainly there'll be a few celebrations tonight.
Brian Robson, he knows Wembley very well, but it'll be different to go there as a manager.
Yes, I mean, he's not done that before, and I think, as I say, it's a dream come true for a lot of people in Middlesbrough. I think they firmly believed at one time that Middlesbrough were never going to be a club that would get to a big final. Now it's actually happened, and people say it's probably the most difficult thing to win the first one. Who knows what might transpire from this?
Big nights, they're going to Wembley. could be a trophy, and of course it could be a place in the UEFA Cup. That'll be important for the foreigners. They're on the ball down at Middlesbrough. These shirts are available already in the club shop. Coca-Cola Cup finalists, 1997 is the proud boast. They took a chance on these, but who can blame them? They're going to Wembley in their first major cup final. Great night for Middlesbrough. David, thank you very much indeed for your company and your comments this evening. We'll see you at Wembley.
I hope so.
Well, before we go, let's just bring you up to date with all of tonight's scores from around the country. In the Premiership, it's finished Leeds 0, Southampton 0. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Sunderland 1. Stefanovic got the winner for Wednesday at Hillsborough. Kevin Ball for Sunderland and David Hurst were the early scorers. Not a good result for Sunderland, neither is the next one. West Ham 3, Chelsea 2. Paul Kitson got the winner for the Hammers in the final minute at Upton Park. In the First Division, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Reading 2, Wrexham 2, Luton 1. And into Scotland, a shock result at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Dundee United 2, and in Division 2, Stranraer 0, Hamilton 1. The most important result of the night, though, was at the Riverside Stadium. Middlesbrough have gone through to the final of the Coca-Cola Cup, 2-1 over the two legs. They lost 1-0 tonight, but that doesn't matter. News at 10 is next. The headlines, though, have been made on Teesside this evening. Middlesbrough are going to Wembley in the final of the Coca-Cola Cup. It's the first time they've been at a major cup final. Congratulations to the borough from all of us from the North East Match. Good night.